I feel like there's not enough people understand the difference between IMAX and LIMAX.
Okay. Do you want to educate?
I feel like, yeah. I think IMAX has built a great brand. A lot of people expect a better experience with IMAX. But like and I feel this around Nolan's films where there's like so much emphasis on the, being filmed with the IMAX camera that everyone's like, oh, you got to see it in IMAX, But then, people don't understand that there's only a handful of theaters that actually show true IMAX in the country. And I think, so the true IMAX is where you have the gigantic purpose-built screen that's way taller. It's almost square in the image. And that's what they're also filming this. And then they film these films in the IMAX cameras, it's like 70 millimeter basically, and which is almost 10 times the size of a 35 millimeter frame, which is, how the traditional film is. Mm-hmm. They, there's, let's see, like I said, I think, I wrote this down somewhere here. But yeah, there's like maybe 20 couple in the whole country of these.
There's not that many, yeah.
So true IMAX, it feels like the building was designed around the screen. You also have typically the really, really extreme stadium seating.
Yep.
Because the screen's huge. And then, and LIMAX feels like they found an empty wall and added an IMAX logo. I think LIMAX isn't necessarily a bad experience from a traditionally conventional movie-going experience. It is a kind of like a premium format experience that some of the theaters have in other ways, but it's not true IMAX. And so, it's more traditional, aspect ratios. And so you're still getting the cropped image that you would get at any normal screen. So not bad, but just not what, if you want to see something in IMAX, because it was filmed in IMAX, you need to go to the true IMAX and not the LIMAX.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There just needs to be more in America. I mean, you said only 20 and all of America is kind of crazy. There just needs to be more.
I mean, yeah. Hey, welcome back to Screen Time, a podcast about TV and film. And today's episode, we are discussing House of the Dragon, Season 3, Episode 5. And we will have some feedback, potentially. Do we have feedback?
I didn't check. I don't think we do.
I don't think we do, actually. You don't think we have any feedback, does he? Yeah. And we will discuss some other things we've been watching. But first, Jared, I am the realm's greatest podcaster, and I will die as such.
All right.
So my name's Josh, and this is my co-host, Jared.
Josh, this podcast breathes. It swallows the greedy, the heedless. The foundation is watered with the blood of men, and it's always thirsty.
Yep. So, since we don't have any feedback, let's get into...
I'm looking now, but yeah, I don't see any.
No, I said I don't remember any emails. So, so let's get into what we've been watching.
Yeah.
What do you got? What do you got?
I got two things that potentially you might have checked out.
Okay.
Two new things.
All right. Yeah, I did check out two new things.
Okay.
And then I have one old thing.
All right.
Well, not super old. Not super old, but yeah.
Well, it would be interesting if both of these things you watched.
Okay.
I have a feeling you did.
All right. Well, you want me to start out? Because
sure. Since you have one more. Yeah.
Well, and also have the description. You don't always put down the description.
I do have it for these. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Look at you. All right. So first thing
a professional
we've been watching is Lucky.
Yes, that
on
is
Apple
one.
TV.
That's it. Yeah.
A reformed criminal is forced to confront her past and return to illicit activities for one final job, hoping to secure her freedom and leave her former life behind for good. This film has
TV. It's a TV show.
Yes, this is a TV show, season 1 on Apple TV.
I think it's just a miniseries.
Well,
yeah, I don't think they're gonna do it anymore.
Yeah,
unless it gets really popular.
That's what they all say.
Yeah, that is
until
true.
The numbers go really good, and they're like, you know
true.
what, we have an idea for season 2.
Yeah.
This stars Anya Taylor-Joy. We have Annette Bening and Timothy Oliphant.
Mm-hmm. Drew Starkey and William Fichtner were the other two that I recognized at least somewhat. But main reason why I watch is because Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah,
love her. I'll watch anything she's in.
They released the first 2 episodes.
Yep,
I watched both.
I watched only the first one.
Okay,
What'd you think of it?
That was good so far. I think it's fun. I really enjoyed and this is just like a side thing for me. Mm-hmm. In the first episode, all the stuff around Caesar's Palace, like, oh yeah, like I've been there enough and was filming there enough for a CinemaCon that like they literally were filming it. I was like, no, they're in the casino filming. Like I can recognize it enough that that's not a set or they're not filming somewhere else and claiming it's Caesar's. I mean, obviously some of the exteriors, yes, but like even the interiors where she was running around, like I'm like, oh no, that's literally the space. Like it is.
I could tell too. Like I haven't been there. I haven't been to Vegas and Caesar's Palace as recent as you have, but I could tell. I was like, yeah, this definitely looks like they were there. Did you, when you were there, did you go and say, is this the real Caesar's Palace?
No, I did not.
Does Caesar live here?
From the Hangover. For those of you who don't know what that's from.
Yeah, that was an old, we did cover that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a long time ago now at this point.
But no, I think it's a good start.
Yes, I agree.
Also, yeah, did you mention the guy from Outer Banks? Yeah, it plays her.
Is that Drew Starkey?
Yeah, that plays her
boyfriend. I didn't watch Outer Banks, but I recognized him.
That's where he's from. Yeah, that's what he got, or at least got popular from. Yeah,
gotcha. She's just she's great and everything. And yeah, I was looking forward to this because this is kind of the first TV thing she's done since Queen's Gambit, which is kind of the first
her breakout role,
big thing. Yeah. Besides that, she was on Peaky Blinders, like right after that, but only for like a few episodes. But I mean, that was kind of but this is kind of, I saw an interview with her. This is like one of the first things. She also was like heavily involved as like a producer in other ways of this. So I guess she has a lot of sway in this miniseries or whatever, but
it's also the production company's Reese Witherspoon's production company.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that.
Yeah, that I just saw the title and or like in the beginning.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh yeah, but I think they do a lot of stuff with Apple. I think
they do.
They're one of the ones that has a first look deal or something with Apple. That I mean,
gotcha.
So, which they also did the recent Elle series that's on Amazon, but that was probably one of those that either was done before that deal or that Apple just passed on because they were like, and it is a better fit for Amazon. Like it definitely has more of that vibe of the CW type of shows.
That's what it seems like,
Amazon, yeah. But still was good, but just.
So Apple, I don't know what you think about this, but this is kind of a slow period for streaming shows in particular. Like there's not quite as much new stuff coming out, but really not at all if it wasn't for Apple, because Apple still is always consistently putting out new things, even in like a slower, because I feel like the fall, like there's a lot more that seems to be coming out, but I don't know. Do you feel this period's kind of
I mean, HBO,
a little slow?
I mean, I guess HBO has Game of Thrones, House of Dragon, and that's kind of it going on over there. And then I guess, but as that wraps up, they've got the Green Lantern show. It kind of starts
that will
in
be
August,
the next one.
August.
Yeah,
so that's kind of, but they normally. So I think,
I think that's kind of when
what you're alluding to is like, I feel like on HBO they're still at the we do one thing at a time and they don't overlap very much.
The Sunday night,
and whereas Apple has kind of pivoted or layered it where they have the midweek and then they also kind of stagger them enough that most of the time they start to have a second one start before the
Yes.
first one ends a little bit more. So they've got the Wednesday releases and the Friday releases, and then most of the shows are 8 to 10 episodes. So they last 2 months, and then they'll release a
They
new
overlap.
and about once a month they release something new for a Wednesday and something new for a Friday.
Yeah, it's
And so
crazy.
So they start to overlap, and so you have a little bit more content to.
Yep.
But
And not that everything has been great that Apple's done, but
No.
they've been pretty great with they've been very good with just consistency of putting out new stuff. Didn't they, I know we talked about this before, didn't they kind of take someone from HBO to be like the head of their programming?
I don't think so. It was the two guys when
thought
they
it was
started
someone
off.
from
They got
HBO.
the two guys that were from AMC that did
okay.
like Breaking Bad and
Mad Men,
Better
all
Call
that.
Saul
Yeah.
or Mad Men and some of those like early AMC things from Sony.
Well, that would
they
make
were from like
sense.
Sony Pictures or something.
Okay.
And those two, there was like two guys,
Yeah.
and they brought on initially to be like kind of head of
It's
development.
like the strategy for their. I mean, they are.
but I think they also looked
They're
at.
one of the top streaming services still, and we've said that.
But I do think
before.
they took the. Besides those guys, I think they took the HBO playbook of like quality over quantity kind of thing.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, they're kind of the polar opposite of Netflix.
And so, speaking, and do you have any more that you want to say about Lucky? Or
No, that's it. I'm gonna watch more, but I also appreciate that it's only. I looked, it's only like 6 or 7 total for this mini series. So
along those lines, and kind of what we're speaking to, one of
Yeah.
the other things I want to mention was Maximum Pleasure Guaranteed.
oh right, it just ended, right?
It wrapped up, and I finished watching it. So this is also on Apple TV. This is stars Tatiana Maslany, and then Jake Johnson's in it. But it's about a divorced mom gets caught up in a perilous web of blackmail, murder, and youth soccer. Description, but I love this show, and I think it was fantastic all the way through. I think the performances, especially from Tatiana Maslany, was fantastic, and I just wanted to bring it up again because it's wrapped up, and I think if you haven't checked it out, check it out because I think it was really, really good. And I think maybe I mentioned this, I don't know, but like definitely even saw like someone be killed in a way I've never seen before, and
Interesting.
that was really interesting. And even though I don't think this show's like super gory or anything in like that way.
Yeah.
Still, it was just interesting. I really enjoyed this show, and it definitely was set up to they could do a season 2. I don't know if they're going to, but it's also wraps up season 1 pretty well, so it does that balance as well. Really,
I mean, I checked out this show when it came out, but then you've been telling me like I should keep going with it because I only watched the beginning, which I will. I wasn't as high on it, I don't think, as you, even from the beginning. That's why I haven't watched further, but I will check out more of it, and I'm glad that it's good even all the way up to the finale, to your point. So yeah,
I think it also would play well even in as a binge because I feel like the cliffhangers they left at each end of each episode was really good. That you just want to,
and it's shorter, right?
and then most of the episodes are like 30
Yeah.
minutes or
Yeah.
less, and around there. Yeah, so
Cool.
It was good. All right, what's your other thing you got?
This other one, I'm wondering if you watched this, Ride or Die.
I did not watch Ride or Die.
Okay.
I did
'Cause
not.
this
It's
is-
on my list to check out, but I did not watch that
All
one.
right.
Yet. So that's funny. So the other one is different because I did watch something else that came out.
Okay. Well, this is not a Jared show at all. This is more of a Josh show, I would say.
Whatever
But-
that means.
Well, I know what it means, but this is the reason why I watch it is because just like with Anya Taylor-Joy, I absolutely love Hannah Waddingham, and I will watch anything she's into. And she is the main star of this show. So it's her and, well, if people don't know who she is, obviously her breakout was Ted Lasso, but she's done a lot since then. But it's her and Octavia Spencer are the main two. It also has Ed Skrein, which is the villain from the first Deadpool film. He's good. But then, and Bill Nighy, which I have not seen in a while, he's always great. But then the other one, deep cut, that also, just another actress I love, is Sylvia Hoeks. I believe is how you pronounce it. And she was the character of Love in Blade Runner 2049. And she like crushed that role. But she was also in speaking of Apple again, she was in the show C on Apple. But she doesn't act that much, though. I haven't seen her in much else. But then, so that's another reason why I was excited to see her in this. But yeah, so this is on Amazon. So description is: two best friends, Judith and Debbie, discover Judith is secretly an assassin. After a hit goes wrong, they go on the run while being targeted by a mysterious enemy, forcing them to confront the secrets between them. So yeah, Hannah Waddingham she's basically Bond.
Said assassin.
Yeah, she's the assassin. It's very Bond-like. The opening scene, especially, like even with like, there's a skiing scene. You know, it's very
nice.
The opening of it. I don't think the show is that great. You might like it more than me. I know this kind of like humor, because there is some comedy to it. Mm-hmm. I think you might like it more than me, but I still watched a few episodes. I just love her so much, Hannah Waddingham. So the cast in this is really great. But yeah, I wasn't sure if you checked it out yet.
Planned to, but had not.
Okay,
that's all. It was a toss up between that or this next thing.
All right. Well, I think I also might have. But yeah, go ahead.
So the other thing I checked out was The Hawk.
Yes.
On Netflix.
Yes.
And this is stars Will Ferrell, has Molly Shannon, Luke Wilson, and Jimmy Tatro. Mm-hmm. So this follows Lonnie Hawkins, 2004's top golfer, as he struggles to recapture his magic late in his career, refusing to believe he's anything other than one stroke away from golf's greatest comeback. So this show, I watched the first episode, and the first episode leans heavily on Will Ferrell being Will Ferrell. Mm-hmm. And at this point, Will Ferrell being Will Ferrell, it has not worked for me in a while.
I agree.
And so I was kind of like, but because I needed something to keep watching while I was actually doing notes and doing some work on laptops. And I was like, well, I'll just watch the next episode because I don't really need to have pay attention. And as I watched the next episode, it started to shift a little bit where it's not so focused on him, even though he's still he's pretty involved, but his Will Ferrellness, I guess, is getting toned back a little bit.
Okay.
And allowing some of the other characters to be a little bit more balanced and started to enjoy it a little bit. And so I watched the first 3 episodes total. And yes, by the third episode, I was like, oh, actually, it's kind of fun and not too bad, because where it's kind of setting up is the rivalry between him and his son. Mm-hmm. And yeah, anyway, so I was like, okay, so I probably will continue to watch this. I still am not like, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
But it started to be a little bit more just a little bit more layered and not so just Will Ferrell being Will Ferrell, or well, like we've talked about before, or feels like him trying to play himself and not just being in the show. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah.
Well,
if I didn't say this is on Netflix.
Yeah. I did check this out, but I didn't put it down because I didn't even finish the first episode. But I watched like half of it. And I know exactly what you mean, because that's why I was kind of bummed. I'm like, man, this is not great, because he's just, yeah. But if it gets better as it goes, it's not a good start to a show. If that's like, you know what I mean? Like you're saying you're liking it more now, 3 episodes in.
Well, I think, like I said, I think that especially that first episode leans so heavily on just him being him. And I think and then as the second episode starts to, develop the other characters a little bit more. And then by the third episode, it's more balanced and I think, and not so much of him being that way, that it starts to like, okay, this is actually kind of fun. And I mean, it's still not like, again, like, but it's enough to like, oh, I'll probably let it watch it. And then of course the short episodes, it's, comedy type of style.
Well, since you watched more of it, I wanted to ask, did they do did they do a classic like 3 months ago, right after like the opening?
No.
Okay, good.
No, they don't do that. No.
Because I wanted to mention they do that in Lucky. That's the only thing I didn't like about Lucky, but they didn't actually write right on there. But you know what I mean, though. Like the beginning scene is like this exciting kind of thing, and then it cuts to
there's just a little
thing
tease
before that.
Yeah, it's,
But they
it's
just
only,
don't-
and really, it's only 24 hours before.
Yeah.
or something.
But also,
roughly.
it's just funny. It's like, I'm like, I know what you guys are doing. It's still the same thing. They just don't say
they didn't spell it out.
24 hours earlier or whatever. But
Yeah.
that was my only negative about Lucky, but I still liked it. But it's just funny. Like, they're still doing that, though.
Yep,
It's
I mean,
annoying, but
I get it.
yeah.
Try to hook somebody,
Yeah. I know why they do it. It's just, yeah.
and why it's more important on TV because
Right.
you don't. They can easily just turn away versus like someone paid to go sit in the theater. You can kind of get away with not.
Yeah. That's
doing
a good
it,
point.
All right. Anything else you got before we move into?
No.
All right. Well, let's get into House of the Dragon. Hot D, season
D.
3, episode 5, Unbowed and Unbent. As the search for Aemon and Vhagar continues, Daemon attempts to control the spiraling situation in King's Landing.
You know, I was wondering when I saw the title of this episode, this is a Game of Thrones episode name or something very close to that. I don't remember exactly, but I was like, that's cool. It's interesting that they did that.
Yeah.
There is an episode, I don't remember exactly what it's called, but something very similar.
And, well, yeah. So what did you think of this episode?
I mean, I like this whole season so far. I think I said the last episode was the weakest, in my opinion. But I think this is still a great season. Ultimately, probably better than season 2. We'll see for sure when this whole season comes to an end. But yeah, I really... the main thing I liked about this episode was, honestly, the opening and the ending of this episode were 2 very strong moments that we can talk about. Yeah, well, it was just really cool kind of progression of certain characters in the opening and the ending that I loved. So, yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, I think, still, like you said, I mean, overall, it's a good season.
Yeah.
Good. I would say, to me, this is the weakest. Like,
okay.
I think I liked last week's better. Last week had a little bit more of a stronger through line with, what's his name? Hightower guy. Ormond Hightower that, and just kind of really kind of building that character and seeing that character and him kind of looking like a good, hey, setup for another strong foe, right? For the Targaryens, but then like we didn't get much of him here, and then and it just kind of felt like we sidestepped that, and then it's just like a bunch of smaller like storylines that are interesting and again, but like kind of like last week, a lot of these just like moving things around and getting having enough scenes to then like set up whatever is going to be, probably the penultimate episode and final episode. Because there were 8, right, for this again?
Yes.
So we probably have one more episode of like not a lot happening,
right?
And stuff getting moved around again for episode 6, and then it'll be something big for 7, and then the aftermath in 8 probably. But
I imagine so. I think they'll keep with that tradition. Yeah.
But again, or still a good episode, like compared to like most TV and stuff that's out there. I mean, some of the, some of the best Game of Thrones episodes were ones that were like this, that didn't have any battles going on, just people talking, but
for sure,
how things panned out there. So, well, let's get into what happened in this episode. So you said the opening. What did you like about the opening?
It's where my quote comes from, and I love Alice Rivers, the witch. I just think she's a great character, and I mentioned it before, but I also just love all the weird mysticism and like the history and kind of lore of Harrenhal, and they're getting more into that now. It's just really cool because we don't get that as much in Game of Thrones shows in general. They don't lean into that as much, so I like that we're getting that here. And she also confirms that there's ghosts in Harrenhal, which I'm like, it would be cool to actually like see that visualized in House of the Dragon. Maybe we'll see that. But yeah, I love the mysticism, the creepiness of the place, and it's just a great opening scene with her and like all kinds of people just keep coming trying to find Aemond. Yes, and yeah, it's just a very famous location in all of history in Westeros, like Harrenhal. I mean, we hear about it obviously in the other shows as well. So
yeah. So this is where we differ. Like this is the stuff I still like last season I didn't care for, and I
did like it, yeah.
And I still don't care for it here, and it still feels like we're just like treading water with now instead of before it was with Daemon, now it's with Aemond, and just to kind of keep him off the playing field or the battlefield or whatever you want to call it, and just like let's have him like stuck here for this, and now it's like the same thing over again.
Yeah, it really is.
And yeah, I mean, the only thing to me interesting, and again, I don't think I don't like the witch as much, and not that I hate her, but like I don't like her as a character. It's there's not enough world building to understand even what she can and can't do, especially at this point. We've used her so much, and it seems like it's just like what is she able to do?
We don't know. Yeah,
I know, but it's like we've now have her as a main plot point in 2 seasons, and we haven't given we don't know anything about her basically. And so I think that's another reason why it's just like annoying, because it's just like, well, it's convenient. Like the whole thing feels like a plot convenience and not any actual real true storytelling to me. That's why I don't care for it. It was interesting to see, the different bounty hunters, I guess, or what you want to call them, that were coming in. She was protecting him, and then of course later at the end he protects her.
Yep.
But anyway, and then of course, Caesar's still alive.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, we kind of said that, but like, they tried to make it look like he died.
Mm-hmm.
But you just skip over, like, so we had Kristen's Cole's kind of guerrilla warfare. He's kind of trying to do against the river people. So what they Riverlands army?
Riverlands, that sounds right.
Riverlands, not river people. Riverlands army that they're kind of fighting against.
Well, the Riverlands is the area I don't really know what they call. Yeah.
Well, I think it's the army that Daemon was able to get them on their side, right? That
Yeah.
So, and then we have a lot of stuff with the council, Rhaenyra's council, and they're dealing with just lots of small problems, right? It feels like there's like a lot going on here. But then we get and then we have like the conspiracy, people the King's Guard are getting killed or whatever. And, so, and we also get Daemon where he kind of doesn't follow her orders in front of everybody and the whole situation. So, but it's a good scene between them, I think, because he put it like off camera, right? Or not off camera. Once they step aside and they have like the one thing, I think it was good to see him be like, no, and then also remind her, like, your power, you as a Targaryen with a dragon, like that's what, because she's all worried that people are going to question her as the ruler and the queen. Her insecurities there, right, is kind of what drives a lot of the stuff. So as soon as she's gotten in there, at least like since that episode, so like this episode and the last couple, like she's just like a lot of stuff's built around her insecurities of being the true queen.
Yep.
But also being like, hey, we need to prioritize some of these other things, like checking her on her revenge, and she's trying to prioritize the revenge, right?
Mm-hmm. I think it's interesting where not only where Rhaenyra's at currently, in her physical position where she is as queen, but also her mental state. But also the same with Alicent. Also, I think is interesting because she's well, I mean, I guess this is later, but I mean, she's trying to escape now, and I think that stuff is interesting too. The stuff with Harrenhal and Kristen Cole, though, I think are the most interesting, in my opinion, in this episode in particular.
This is probably why you liked it more than I did the episode as a whole. So. But yeah, so I mean, we're talking about Allison. I mean, Allison, this stuff was interesting. I think her and Helena finding out that she's pregnant, trying to get her to basically have an abortion with the like moon tea or whatever they call it. And then but then what's her name? The new Whisper, like Littlefinger's counterpart.
It's the girl that's
Masira
with her all the time.
Masira.
Okay.
Discovers the secret, and of course then she drinks the stuff anyway. Allison drinks it instead, and the whole dynamic. I still feel like Masira is still, I think, more conveniently not being as aware as she should be of everything that's going on. Like if she's truly in that role, and kind of how they started her in that role last season, she seemed to be very on, kind of had her finger on a lot of things. But then since this season being and put on the council, it seems like she doesn't, which is weird because she had her pulse on things even when they weren't in King's Landing, because she had her kind of spies in King's Landing, and now that they're in King's Landing, it's like she doesn't know. Like she should know who's killing these Kingsguard, and yet she doesn't because for convenience reasons. So it's kind of a little bit was frustrating to me, that stuff. Like, and then she seems to, again, with the stuff with Allison, I don't know if they're trying to, I don't know, a little love triangle between them. Because I mean, obviously, Masseria kind of has a thing for Rhaenyra.
Yeah.
Kind of implied last season, right? And then she kind of like why she's sticking around kind of is implied, because she, like, why she kind of stuck around and supporting her is because she's kind of likes her. But then it's like, and then it kind of early season 1, Allison and Rhaenyra kind of had, it was like maybe they're a little bit more than just friends, right? So then is there some, what's going on there?
That we haven't seen in a long time.
No, I know, but I think you feel a little bit of that tension since they've been together again in this season. I guess so. There's some of the scenes. So I don't know if there's something going on there. But I think the most interesting is they find the secret passage, and then they get stuck back there, and then lose their light.
Yep.
And so I don't know. That's going to relieve them. And I don't know where we're going to go next. Like I said, next episode will probably be a lot still with this kind of stuff where things are kind of happening and moving around, but nothing major. But I guess the question is where is Masseria really kind of partnering with Allison? Like it kind of seemed like they had like a little pact, or is she just doing that to play her? Is kind of the thing. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
And then so the stuff with not a lot exactly happens otherwise with Aegon and Aemon, but the fact
Larys and
Aegon.
Yeah.
But it's just, I think the interesting thing is in this episode, you see both Aegon and Aemon talking about how they think the other one's their mom's favorite. And it's like, and it just shows that how, let's say, bad of a parent she is. And she's like basically always playing the kids. She's always manipulating the kids, right?
Oh yeah.
As she tries to do in this episode to the daughter-in-law. But it's obviously it's also her daughter, right? Daughter-in-law. I don't know.
I don't know. The all that
she's a Targaryen.
Confusing.
The daughter-in-law is a Targaryen too. Why she has the visions.
Which this has always been confusing for me is who all is actually a kid or is actually the son or daughter of Rhaenyra or not, and through blood or not. That I'm. Still confused by.
Anyway, she's always trying to manipulate the kids or the next generation, however you want to word it. And then you see that both of them have mommy issues because they both and now they both want to hunt each other.
Yeah,
is also what is interesting. So because I guess they both see each other as the threat for them to be on the throne. So it's like inner turmoil on the green side. Then also we were talking about Kristen Cole's tactics, but then the guys turn it on him. So by the end, he's being outplayed, and he has that conversation with that's the other guy, Gawain,
yeah, Sir Gawain,
where he's like, "Oh, you thought this was a death wish all along. Like you knew we were basically just going to our death all along," and so thought that was a good scene between them, because it's like Sir Gawain was like still hopeful that, hey, we're gonna do this, gonna do this, and then Kristen's kind of like, oh no, I knew this was just like a
well, that plays into his incredible monologue at the end, where he's like, I'm sick of serving anyone. Is which is like that's my other favorite moment of this episode, is that whole final scene.
We have the stuff with was it Joffrey comes back and she doesn't want to see him, which is interesting.
Well, yeah, because I was trying to remember, I'm like, because there's twins of this guy, and I was like, were they both dead, or one of them died? Because I couldn't remember, or if they were apparently both dead, or that's what's known in the realm, but I couldn't remember because it has been a minute since we've seen him. Yeah.
And then we get the small scene with Ormond and Darian.
Yeah.
Where he's like beats him in chess.
Yeah.
And then he's like scared, and then he tells him don't ever apologize for winning. Which was a good little moment. But like I said, like I liked last week where that kind of had a stronger through line and was kind of like a new narrative, and then now all of a sudden we just get the small little bit of them.
Yeah.
So it's kind of disappointing that we didn't get more.
Yeah, it is interesting. Like, I mean, because this whole show is about the greens and the blacks, and but it seemed like Ormond is the one that they've kind of been setting up now
to be who they have to go against pretty strongly at the end here of the season. But also it's interesting because they're also setting up, like, on the green side, you have almost like 3 people trying to fight for.
Yeah.
And on the black side, we've crowned a winner, and like everyone's behind her supposedly, but then she still can't get the crap together.
Yep.
So,
but then now we're getting a whole, like, it's like this whole separate rogue thing with Kristen. I don't really know, what he's planning on doing with that as well. Because like that, if he's leading these people, he's basically saying, like that's going to be a whole third faction, because he doesn't want to serve the greens or the blacks.
We get this kind of side plot with Bela and Adam searching for Vhagar.
Oh yeah,
because like Vhagar's not at the castle.
Yeah,
he's just wandering around doing his own thing, I guess.
I don't know. You asked me about the dragons, I think last week or the week before, but I think now at this point, almost confirmed, Aegon's dragon, because he's like, seems like he's finally accepting that his dragon is dead.
Mm-hmm.
But still, they're kind of like, I don't know. Mm-hmm. They're still like, we're not sure if his dragon actually died or not. But
right. And then we have Vhagar, which is
Vhagar.
Everyone's
also,
he's the biggest one,
yes.
So everyone's a little scared of him.
Yes.
And I guess he's Sheep Stealer seems like he's pretty big too, but
I think Vhagar is still supposed to be the biggest.
Yeah. But definitely way bigger than some of the other ones. And then and Sheep Stealers might be a little bit more in the ballpark.
Right.
But like, yeah, he's kind of off doing his own thing and is not there with Aemond right now, and so kind of interesting. But the Bela and Adam are just kind of wandering around looking for him. Of course, there was like the whole dynamic where she was like, I don't want to, I can go, and she was like, well, no, rest. And then I don't know, that was interesting, but
yeah, that's still like in my opinion, like the weakest part of all the kind of threads right now going on in the show.
I think there was a good scene where Lars and Aegon, and he kind of like tells him how it is.
Laris calls him out.
Laris, yeah.
Yeah.
Calls him out. Yeah, that was good.
It was.
Kind of like he kind of accepted it, which is interesting because like if you know him, if he has some growth, right, and character growth.
Yeah, but ultimately he doesn't though, because then you can even see Laris's face afterwards where he's just like
stabs that guy.
So frustrated when he sees him stab that guy. He's like, oh, he hasn't really learned anything yet. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he's like, he stabs that guy. He's like, you know, you need to call me, I don't know, king or whatever. Or it's.
Yeah, and then we get the Tywin Lannister showing up with Laris and Aegon.
Oh, Tywin.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was thinking of then.
Thailand,
yeah. Him and his twin.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was wondering. I was like, is one of them dead or did they both die? Because that was kind of ambiguous for a while now. But yeah, it was interesting to see him show back up.
Yep. And then Rhaenyra kind of also just questioning everything. She's just she's so unsure of herself.
Mm-hmm. It's not good to be in that position when you finally are on the throne.
Yeah. I mean, she's got the crisis of faith because she's dealing with the one lady from the church, right, that she puts on the council too.
Which lady is that?
So the lady she adds to the council, I forget what it's. She's part of the Sept.
Oh yeah, that's right. I don't remember her name, but yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. And then we get the Ormond's conspiracy in the Red Keep because we get the coin and the stuff they see, and so then they know it's from Ormond.
Yes.
And then we get the scene at the end that you assume you were alluding to earlier.
Yep.
Where Damon finds like all those guys killed. It looks like the Last Supper kind of table.
That is like literally the final shot. That is part of what I wanted to talk about. But the part right before that even is just Kristen's monologue in general. I just thought was incredible, and just him being sick of serving any side. And my favorite part, well, he says he's in service of himself now only, and my favorite part of what he says was, "I am the realm's greatest warrior, and I will die as such, glorious in battle, and they will sing songs of it." Mm-hmm. So that's how he's feeling now.
Yeah.
And so I just think it's interesting now. We got this whole third party, not just with the Greens and the Blacks. We got him kind of.
I mean, there's like you said, a bunch. I mean, he's technically on the Green side, but
but he's
doing his own thing. But and then you've got Aemon and Aegon.
He's definitely going rogue though.
They're doing their own things, and then you've got Ormond like doing his own thing with. So you've got.
But he's still part of the Greens as well, Ormond.
Yeah, I was just saying they're all on the Green side, trying to vie for the crown, but it's
I don't know where like the penultimate and kind of like end of this season, like what are they setting up? I actually don't know.
Yeah, I don't know because neither one of us have read the book, so
no. But also, we talked about this before. I mean, they still make up a lot for the show because it's just based on one book that's a history book. Mm-hmm. That's all it is. So I mean, there's a lot that they're just adding for the show anyway. But yeah, I'm glad we got more of Kristen because he was pretty sidelined most of the season. Mm-hmm. Like we didn't get much of him at all this season so far. So I was glad to get him more front and center.
Yeah. Like I said, good episode. Just not my fave. But still excited to see where things go. A lot of puzzle, a lot of chess pieces get moved around the board.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the opening of the season, which we talked about, was like kind of the end of the last season.
Yes, is
like still the best part of this season so far. But I think it'll close out pretty strong as well.
Yeah. So I think the first 3 episodes were really strong.
Yeah.
And then just last week and this week were kind of a little slower.
So like 4, 5, and 6 potentially. Like you said, next week's as well might also still be a little slowed down.
But like starting to see things come together.
Yeah.
And setting up something.
But then 7 and 8 for sure, I think will end pretty big and strong.
Yep. I agree. Well, what do you guys think about anything we've talked about? You know, especially Hot D, House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
Let us know. Leave a comment or DM us or send us an email at feedback@screentimepod.com and we will discuss your thoughts on next week's episode. If you don't already, please like and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube, and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And if you like, you can follow each of us on Instagram. I'm at JYoungBar.
And I'm at Jared Youngbar.
All right, we'll talk to you guys next week.